About 10 miles out of here, on my way in, a high-speed snow machine, apparently intentionally, I don't know how it could have not known I was there when the river's a mile wide and the trail's 40 feet wide and I had lights and reflectors on, like I was more of a target. Went by me at extremely high speed, within inches of my body, and sled and clipped several dogs as he went by. One died almost instantly, broken leg, another impact injuries to another. I did the first aid I could and loaded them up in my trailer. I was very glad I had it, because it was full. I actually thought 2 of them were dead. And after I'd gone a while, I wanted to check on the one who I knew was not, because it was pretty crowded in there, and I stopped, and when I opened the bag, one of the 2 that is unconscious when I put him in there was conscious. And that was a sigh of relief. I wasn't sure he was going to live, but he made it here. The vets, right after the incident, and it literally took as long as a snow machine takes to go 80 miles an hour, the length of a dog team, and it's a millisecond. He didn't turn around, he didn't slow down, he was gone, just pew.
Just one pass.
One pass. And, but I noticed a fancy cowling of a fancy race snow machine laying right on the ground next to my dog that had been hit, and I was pretty sure it was his, and, or the person, whoever. So I picked it up and I brought it with me and the dogs, and it likely will result in a suspect. To be honest, I wanted to believe it was accidental until I heard Allie's incident. Minutes later, she was in front of me and she had someone turn around, and so I hear make several passes at her, which clearly was intentional. So, I imagine how easy it is to come up on something quickly when you're going that fast, but it's also, we're very well lit. I had 2 lights on, all my dogs and sled bags have reflectors on them. It seemed more like, it certainly felt like an intentional act of reckless bravado.
You said you administered some first aid to your dogs on the scene. What did that involve?
Well, one of the dogs got hit in the face, probably with the cowling, and a lot of blood coming out of its face. And I was trying to find the source of the blood and stop it. I was trying to evaluate the 2 that were hit most seriously, that were struggling. I contemplated hitting my emergency beacon, but realized that I was going to be in town before anybody could come help me and the dogs. And with the space I have available to carry a dog, or dogs, I thought the best thing was to do is to try to get them in there and get to town where there were veterinarians. The dog with the face cut is very superficial, but however, big chunk out of his lip. But he shook it off and it was fine. I ended up dropping 4 dogs here. A 4th one was lame after I got here. Didn't notice it before, but I really don't know if it was associated or not.
So you're pretty sure 3 dogs were injured. Well, 1 was killed and 2 others injured in this incident.
Oh yeah, I mean, seriously injured. They had one on IVs all night in serious shock. One has a broken leg and looks pretty stable internally, but his leg is all swollen up and deformed.
Tell me about the decision to continue in the race.
Well, what are my alternatives? Go home and pout? I have a lot of friends on the trail. The trail is beautiful. It has been one of the finest, if not the finest, Iditarod I've ever run. And I want to keep going. Give me one good reason why I should not. I'm quite frankly surprised how often I've gotten that question in the last few hours. As if somehow, if I had felt responsible, I may well feel different, because I have been an advocate of no dead dogs. And I admit I thought of that coming in here. What could have I done different? You know, more flashing red light. I started the race with a flashing red light, but it broke somewhere along the way. But once I heard how this particular person acted to Allie, I realized it would have just improved the target. Yeah, you know, it is very easy for me to find all kinds of silver lining. I really felt 6 inches over, he'd have hit me and I would be dead. Nash, not overly personable, slightly stoic, but he and I had an excellent relationship. We knew what each other expected of each other, and he's not one I would bring in the house. He, if you were to search my Facebook videos from a few years ago, I sang a song to Nash on my lap that just came out, and it's only coming to me to now, but I started singing with him bouncing in my lap as I sat on the floor, and my friend was videotaping me. And I was singing, "You're a little fatty, fatty, you're a little fatty." And he was just an obese little puppy. And I posted, "You're a little fatty" on my Facebook page several years ago. And that was Nash.